I think that there is currently more openness about sexuality than when I was at school. It's now an issue talked about politically, in the media and in schools. The reason why this is being read today is because there are teachers and pupils willing to talk about sexuality, and the many different ways in which we define our sexual selves. I always felt like an other growing up, although I often felt that I liked me, maybe because of the things I thought or knew or liked. I also often felt that I didn't like me and wanted to be someone else, someone who looked more conventional, someone who was into the things I was meant to be into, boys and clothes and makeup. I now value that I'm not into any of those things very much, but at the time it seemed to make my life harder. Through high school and sixth form, I did not define myself as gay despite there being a crushing feeling that I wanted to. Being gay was about who you fancied, it was about sex. I didn't really fancy anyone in a way which I felt was meaningful and expected, and I didn't want to have sex with anyone either. Why this was is not that clear. I think a mixture of genuine indifference, but also a conscious suppression owing to a crushing lack of self-confidence. Not having a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship meant I did not explicitly question my sexuality, and nor did others, as there was no evidence either way. As I became an adult, I felt much more attracted to women than men, but my poor self-image meant I was reluctant to have a sexual relationship with anyone. It's really this that has been the biggest hindrance to me being able to define my sexual identity. It's unfortunate that sexuality is, in our society, almost always linked to sex. For years I was desperate to be able to say that I was gay, but because I had never had a relationship with women, I felt it was difficult to say this, almost disingenuous to say it. How could I be gay if I had never even kissed a girl? I think this is a major issue. We are all too hung up on sex being the crucial issue in defining one's sexuality, which is ultimately rather unsound. After all, being gay is about who one is as a whole person. It's about how you emotionally relate to others, and it's about how we feel within ourselves. Who you choose to have a relationship with is actually a consequence of this, and it should not be the be-all and end-all. I moved to a very gay-friendly city and developed a circle of friends where fluid sexuality was the norm. I was able to come slowly to begin to identify as gay, but was never being fully explicit about it. When I did have my first coming out moment to a very close group of friends, I think it was really like stating the obvious. Also, being very English about it, I think it was a bit embarrassing. I came out to my parents and sister when I started a relationship with a woman who I'm now married to. They were all cool about it because they want me to be happy, and could see that if this was who I was, then great. Now there is no one I am not out to. When I meet new people, I don't have any fear about being out to them. But then I'm very lucky to work in an organisation which I feel tries to be and is tolerant of difference. I work in a university. I'm open about my sexuality to all my colleagues and also to students.